Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your jumping card there was the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so before we get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you so much to all of you that just allowed me to be so that I could live my life and get back to some semblance of normal. I really do appreciate that. For those of you that reached out just to make sure that I was okay, and that everything was all right in the world of Reydiant, I really do appreciate you as well. And I just want to say I love and appreciate all of you guys. So thank you so much. All right, now, this week, your key to the week is the Devil card. Okay, so the Devil card is, all right, it gets a bad rap, okay? And usually, because this card can show up as things like addiction, but it can also be obsession. And the healthy aspect of the Devil card is where we get obsessed about something that we need to be obsessed about. It's where we really, when you start learning something new and you've got that really big sort of deep, passionate desire to learn everything about it. The only thing with the Devil card is it can sometimes go a little bit too far or overboard. And because you've got this as the key to the week, your message is basically don't take anything too far. Keep everything in balance and everything in moderation, and you can have and do everything that you want. That's the message behind the Devil card for you guys this week. The other thing as well, where you are probably pushing yourself a little too hard or a little too far, this week you are being encouraged to maybe rein it back a little. All right, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. So your actions and options this week, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. I love this for you because it basically says a lot of the things that, a lot of the trajectories that your life was on are changing this week. And, that Devil card, it's very unlike Pisces to try to hold on to something the way that it is, because Pisces is the epitome of water. It's a mutable sign, so it's changeable. It's also a water sign, so for you guys to hold on to the status quo or to try to keep something the way that it is very unusual. But this week, I kind of feel like you might have a little bit of resistance with the way that things are going, because there's going to be a lot of change this week, I have to say. Like, there are going to be moments where you're like, okay, I thought I was doing this, not doing that. Oh, okay, not doing that, now we're doing this. There are going to be a few moments where maybe you feel, a little bit out of your depth or a little bit off your game. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that you're going through a lot of big transitions at this moment in time. With the Devil card, you might be tempted to kind of just check out, as Pisces is wont to do, but you can't do that this week. You're going to have to stay present, and you can see that because you've got the King of Pentacles in your communications and conversations. You may want to check out. You might want to just, kick back, relax, have fun and enjoy your life demands, whether this is your work, whether it's your job, whether it's your familial ties, whether it's your home, whether it's your landlord, whatever it is. The real world is beckoning you this week, Pisces, and you're having to show up in that way. There are big changes coming. I don't think it's the changes so much that are going to be the problem for you. I think it's that while these changes are taking place, you're going to be expected to do the whole adulting thing at the same time. Now, that being said, you've got the King of Pentacles in your communications. This could bode very well for your professional life, very well for your academic life. A lot of you could be interacting with or connecting with a Capricorn male. So usually the King of Pentacles is an earth sign man, Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo. The Devil card is Capricorn ruled, Capricorn man. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could literally be a time where you are connecting with somebody who maybe really appears to have a lot of disdain for some of your ideas, but it's not so much that. It's just that they're trying to get you to think outside of what you know. And I think this person actually provides you with a lot of healthy challenge, because they're getting you to kind of, if you say like, oh, well, you know, I believe this person is going to say to you, well, why do you believe that? And what makes you say that that is the case? It's like somebody's pushing you to get more out of you. And this really helps you understand whether you do believe or stand by what you're saying, or whether it's just stuff that you spout out because it's something that you've kind of adopted. You're going to really be pushed this week to extract the exquisite intelligence of your marvelous self, which, in order to test your limits, baby, you gotta, in order to know your limits, should I say, you gotta test them. And so this could be an interesting week. Could be quite explosive in some ways. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, a boss could ride your ass this week. I'm just going to tell you straight up, like, you might actually feel a little bit like put on, like, okay, there are other people in the room, why are you singling me out? It might feel personal this week, and maybe it is to a degree. I just think I really feel like a lot of the people that push you and challenge you this week will be the ones that actually see the true potential in you, and they're going to force you to crack yourself open and pull that potential out. And so this could be a hard week when it comes to work, but it could actually be a great one for your future. When it comes to your business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, a Capricorn person could either see your idea and really like it. They could maybe, another thing that could come up this week is boundaries. A client, maybe a Capricorn client, or fellow colleague or business owner or even employee could really test your boundaries this week. And it might not necessarily be that they're doing this out of malice or hatred or anything like that. It could be to kind of get you to see where you usually let things slide that you shouldn't. So this could be I'm going to be honest, it could be a really tetchy week, but it's like it pushes you and tests you in the right way. So I like it. I mean, I'm an Aquarius, so what are you going to do? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, financially, this might be a week where you're having some maybe potentially tougher conversations. Maybe you're having to draw boundaries when it comes to resources. Maybe you're having to cut the purse strings for somebody that's constantly got their hand out or their hat in their hand. Something to be mindful of. Yours is naturally a very charitable sign that's very giving. But this week you might have to sort of draw a boundary of some kind. For your love and relations, you've got the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And I love this. And the reason I love it is because this is you being open to new love, new relationship. You've got the Devil card here, so you do need to temper this. Maybe don't see everything through the totally idealistic lens, but equally at the same time, you have to be open to it. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, what? I kind of feel like if you're meeting someone this week or you're dating or whatever, it's like this person takes the cynical edge off of how you see the how you see the dating world, whatever world that is, whether it's through apps, whether it's through bars, or people that you meet through other people. I kind of feel like it's shifting. There's something that's changing here about your outlook when it comes to the dating world, and I think you're more open at the moment, which is great, especially if you're meeting an earth sign. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, honestly, I kind of feel like there's an elephant in the room for some of you that you either don't seem to be addressing, or maybe you've recently addressed it and now it's like you're having to go back over it in some way. It's like you maybe you've not wanted to have the conversation, but now you realize that you actually have to, or maybe you have to go back over it to re-clarify some boundaries. For your money and materials, you've got the Two of Pentacles. This is a really good week to look at your budget, your resources and your finances. You actually have a double hit of Capricornian energy here. And what this tells me is when it comes to your money and your finances, this week you're able to really look at what your needs and necessities are and what your luxuries are and where the two overlap. This is about really building long-term structures for your resources and your finances, but it's also about getting a budget in place. So you're doing all of that, you know, all of the really boring, very unsexy stuff when it comes to money, but it is stuff that sets you up for the future. And because you've got the Wheel of Fortune as your actions and options, it's like everything that you put in place this week, it has the potential to last. All right, so it's in a good space. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, again, double hit of Capricornian energy. Your knees, your bones and your teeth this week, you know, you really do need to look after. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, this could be money that's spent on the home in some way, but in like a remedial sense. You know, and as an example, if you need to buy a new shower head, don't go out and buy one that's gold plated. You know, it seems really obvious to say, but like this week you do need to keep a handle on spending that you do on or for the home. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.